Hello and welcome to Intuitively Tuned In with Kaileen Cox. So I just recorded an intro to BioTouch healing, and it got me thinking that I have not come on here yet and talked about BioTouch, so I want to. I want you to see that you are innately healing. You have these abilities. You're already doing it, and BioTouch healing is a great tool for you to use. You can do it right after you start learning it. So let's jump in, let's do it, and then we'll backtrack and talk a little bit about it. So we are going to use our dominant hand. We are going to lightly touch on the skin, always skin to skin. BioTouch is done between two people. However, we'll be finding the points on ourselves, and then you can go on and do these points on someone else or teach someone else and have them do it on you. The only thing we ask is that you simply wash your hands before the session, and that's it. Nice, simple touch. You want to be as light as a butterfly. You want to hold for 6 to 8 seconds. And we are going to learn the greeting right now. So it's the fleshy area just beneath the breastbone. I'll go a little bit lower so you can see. Right here. You're going to hold this for 6 to 8 seconds. So however that looks like to you, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, whatever your intuition guides you to do, hold it for 6 to 8 seconds. So it's that fleshy area just beneath the breastbone. It's a very sensitive area. So again, you want to be nice and light. You want to be nice and light with all the points throughout BioTouch, but especially here. This is where you're first starting. This is your greeting. Hold it nice and light. So 7 seconds, right? 6 to 8, 7 seconds, whatever speaks to you. And then we're going to find point 2 of the greeting. So go ahead and locate that big bone, right? Some of us know it as C7, but you don't have to know anything medical-wise, any terms. Just go and feel that big bone. If you're having a little trouble finding the biggest one, put your head forward. It will stick out. You can find it easily. And we're going to go 1.5 inches to the left. I always like to say you can remember it because it's over your heart, but then I recently found out about someone who was completely inverted and their heart's on the right side. So for the most part, over your heart. But again, it's a simple reminder that all of us are different. In every moment, we're different. And each person we're different, and that's beautiful. So 1.5 inches, we'll hold this for 7 to 8 seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's it. And that is the greeting. By doing that, you are doing BioTouch healing. And it is so simple that I just wanted to jump on here and talk to you about it. Make it nice and easy. That's all you have to do. You can do the greeting for 21 days. And I personally know that I felt a shift in my life. I felt more ease. I felt more self-aware and home in my body. And I invite you to do that as well. So I also want to kind of talk about what's been going on lately, because I said I was going to do this weekly, and then I took 2 weeks off because I simply wasn't feeling it. I wasn't quite feeling myself just yet because there was a traumatic event that happened 15 minutes from my home. Now, I know I am a very sensitive person, but I didn't quite feel like myself. And I'm not saying that I feel like myself now and I'm over what happened. No, not at all. I just didn't feel like it felt like the time to come on here and talk about being intuitively tuned in until I felt like my intuition was guiding me to do so. And here we are. That's why I'm coming to you live at 8 p.m. instead of around 2. And that's totally fine because this is what my intuition guided me to do. So I want to talk a little bit more about BioTouch because it has made such an impact on my life. And I hope you will check it out for yourself. So if you're on your computer right now listening to this, go to justtouch.com and check it out. It's a nonprofit educational global organization, and I am so proud to be a part of it. I took my first class in 2014. It's kind of a funny story. So before taking that class, my mom actually took it. So if you're watching this, Mom, thank you. She took the class. She came home and said, Kai, this is going to change your life. Well, I was about 21 and I was like, I'm sure it will. But I kept going on about my day. Because I was working as a massage therapist, I had a lot going on. I was managing a spa, running my own business. There was just a lot going on. Well, the universe brought me, talk about being guided by the universe. Now, I would say this was intuition, although at that time I don't feel like I had the self awareness to put two and two together. I, at that time, would say, what a coincidence, or, I kind of followed my gut kind of thing. But now I realize the 100% connection to intuition that I am, and I can look back and be like, yeah, the universe was guiding me. That's exactly where I was supposed to be. So I was renting a space, having my own massage practice out of a chiropractor's office that happened to be 2 doors down from BioTouch Healing. And yet I still hadn't taken the class. And my mom bought the family package, which at that time meant 3 people could take the class. So it was paid for. There was no reason for me not to do it, except for divine timing, right? I truly believe in divine timing. In your right time, you will find exactly what you need. So I knew of BioTouch, of course. I was 2 doors down. The chiropractor I was renting from was on the board. It was in my life, and yet I hadn't taken it just yet. I had received BioTouch. I knew Paul, and I was actually giving Paul a massage. And after his massage, he was happy. It was a great experience. And he says, "So we have class this weekend. Are you taking it?" And I said, it's about time. So I looked at my schedule, which at that time I was working weekends, and usually my weekends were jam packed. And I didn't have a single client. And I was like, well, I guess it's time. And I took that class in 2014, and it has since forever changed my life. I am happy to say that I do BioTouch with my husband, with my child, with my mom, with my siblings. Everyone in my family has now experienced BioTouch. It is the go-to for my husband. He is a practitioner himself. And it's just made such a beautiful impact on our lives, and I am forever grateful. So I volunteer as much as I can. Running my own business and being a new mom, I do as much as I can. Although I wish I could do even more. So I am currently the outreach coordinator for the organization. I try to bring this beautiful global community together so that we can support each other and grow. And I invite you to join us there. And I'm also the secretary of the board. Now, for those who don't know me at all, I have had the labels of dyslexia, ADD, and severe learning disabilities, which now I look back, I always thought of those as holding me back, but now I look back as I just learned differently, and I know I can go about other ways. But for me to be the secretary of the board, I still find rather funny, although it has been almost 2 years now, actually longer, which is fun. It's been a really amazing time, and I still remember that sensation. When Bev, the president of the board, came to me and said, "Hey, Kai, we need a secretary of the board." And my response was, "That is terrifying. So I'm going to say yes." So that was me following my excitement of, I'm going to grow in this moment. Although I used the word terrifying, which I know looking back is funny because there's nothing terrifying about it, right? Taking notes, there's nothing terrifying about that. And I'm grateful that I've had that experience so that I can say, I can do this. I used to hold myself back, and now I can do this. So that is, I think, what I want to talk about for today. You've learned the greeting. You can now do BioTouch. Remember to simply wash your hands, gently touch on the skin, always skin to skin, using your middle and pointer finger. The greeting is only done with one hand, but once you get onto the rest of the sets, and you can find those sets, you can go to justtouch.com and start learning for free now. And when you start doing the other points, it's always 2 hands on the body. It's really simple. It's always done, although I demonstrated it on myself, it's always done between one person touching, one person receiving, one person doing the touching. So one person being the practitioner doing the touching, one person being the recipient receiving BioTouch, or multiple practitioners. But it is always that connection between 2 people so that you are putting love into action. One of my favorite stories is from one of the first classes. I remember Paul telling me the very first time, and every single time since, I still get goosebumps when I hear it. But he was teaching a class, and there was someone that stood up, and he was former FBI, and he said, "There has never been a revolution like this, because this is a revolution of love." And I completely believe that full-heartedly, that this is a revolution of love. In fact, when on July 4th, when my community was affected, no, I do not live directly in Highland Park, but I do have friends there, and I do feel the earth. We are that close that I could feel the earth was uneasy. And it's not back to ease. Like, there's still so much we have to process. There's still so much energy that needs to be disconnected and transformed. But my first thought was, what do I do? And it was, okay, put love into action. And how do I do that? And I did it by teaching BioTouch. So that shows you how much this beautiful, simple technique has changed my life. That in a crisis like that, although no, I was not at the parade, no, I was not directly affected, I did not know someone at the parade or affected by this tragedy, as far as being there, I do know people that knew people and all of that, of course, but that was my reaction. Put love into action. So whether you choose to learn BioTouch, you choose to learn some other hands-on or healing technique, I just hope that you will find what you call love and how you put it into action. Maybe it's simply by sharing a smile with everyone you meet, or a simple hello. These small things are putting love into action, and simple things can make such an impact on people's lives. So I hope you'll do it. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about BioTouch. In the future, I will have my dear friend Paul on this show, and I will I'll always keep learning, but I'll also keep teaching it because it's something I am passionate about. And I will also hopefully have more people from the BioTouch community here. So stay tuned, as always, to Truly Tuned In with Kaileen Cox. Have an amazing day wherever you are, wherever point of this day you are, and be well. Sending you love. Bye.